Question, the member for Davenport.
Good morning, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. This question is for the Premier. Mr. Speaker, with COVID-19 cases surging around the province, the risk of the virus being brought into Ontario's schools is getting greater and greater. That includes York Region, which is now in a modified Stage 2 and saw its first school closures last week in King City and Woodbridge. Another 34 schools in York Region alone still have active cases and are under surveillance. Speaker, on Thursday, the Minister of Education held a press conference in York Region and announced exactly $0 new dollars to enhance our school protections, hire staff, or bolster online learning. Why?
Minister of Education.
Well, Mr. Speaker, thank you for the question. It was just a few weeks ago that we announced for the region of York, likewise in Peel, in Toronto and Ottawa, additional investments to counter and respond to the second wave and the flu season. An investment in York Region, specifically of an additional $8 million to support additional hiring, hundreds of more educators, more custodians, province-wide over 2,200 more teachers, over 1,100 more custodians. Speaker, we put every layer of prevention in place to ensure our schools remain safe. And Speaker, it should be noted, 90% of schools in this province have no reported cases. Of 4,800 schools, there are 4 schools that are closed, of which 99.9% of schools in this province are open. Speaker, I recognize there's more to do, but we should be proud of the work our doctors and frontline medical practitioners, our nurses, as well as our teachers are doing to keep every student safe in the province of Ontario.
The supplementary question.
Mr. Speaker, the minister knows perfectly well that those dollars he referred to were not new dollars. They were federal dollars that were left unspent by this government. Speaker, the minister has been repeating the same funding numbers to us since the summer. And judging by the calls from panicky parents and exhausted teachers and caretakers who aren't feeling supported, that plan is not scaling up to meet the needs of second wave. We have Halton, Eastern Ontario, Hamilton, Durham, all on the verge of joining York Region as higher-risk COVID hotspots. Why is the Premier waiting for the situation to get worse? Why not act now to ensure that schools in these regions have everything they need to remain safely open and to ensure that the online learning needs meet the needs of the students too? Speaker, will the Premier release the remaining $15 million in federal funds to support these regions and top it up with some actual new dollars today?
Minister of Education.
Well, Speaker, what this government announced on Thursday was that for the first time in over a decade, we are restoring a meritocracy in the hiring and promotion of new educators in the province of Ontario. After a decade under the former government of advancing seniority over merit, we are ensuring that diversity, that qualification and young teacher mobility triumphs. It is an important issue that has been supported by the Ontario Principals Council, supported by the Ontario Public School Board Association, supported by Parents Association, of course opposed by the opposition. But, Speaker, what parents expect during this pandemic is safety and quality, and we are ensuring both. And that's why we've ensured a historic investment of $1.3 billion. We lead the nation in contribution, but beyond the dollars, it's about doing everything we can to ensure that parents and students have the very best teacher at the front of their class.